Right, Tim Green from Mobile Entertainment in the UK. Can I ask what kind of operator support you've got for your smartphone range so far? And also, if you're planning to launch any services on the back of your smartphones, or are you just looking to monetize them by selling the physical handsets?
Your question is about what OS we support on the smartphones?
No, what kind of operator support you've got globally?
Operators.
And second question is whether you're going to launch services within those smartphones or whether you're just trying to sell handsets, basically.
With the second half this year's new projects, started to launch September all the way to November. We started to win first time with carriers. We have one in the US, Europe, some in Asia Pacific. But the names, I think that's we still cannot disclose. This is between us and the carriers. Yeah. But we did win cases. Yeah.
So the second part of the question, are you looking at maybe launching an app store or maybe backup services, or are you going to try and monetize any of the services within those devices?
App stores, App Store, we are working on that. Today we still have nothing to disclose yet, so maybe soon we will talk about that.
Yeah. Mr. Lanchi, you just said you expect double-digit growth again for 2010 in the PC market. To get back to that, is that volume-wise, or are you talking about sales? Because ASPs seem to decline still.
No, when we talk about double-digit growth, we are talking about quantity, units.
Units, okay. And considering your goal of a double-digit market share in smartphones, as of now there are 6 or at least 5 operating systems worth mentioning, of which you only have 2 in your lineup, I guess, Windows Mobile and Android. And those have double-digit market share put together, but Windows Mobile is not seeming to gain any traction yet. Android is not growing as fast as some have expected, and there are many other companies offering that. Do you see those 2 operating systems gaining traction in the next 2 or 3 years? And where do you see their market share by then? Because you're one of a couple of companies offering hardware for these OSs.
But to talk about operating system and a smartphone, there is from one side Symbian, that I think it's becoming open, but it's one company offering Symbian, right?
Right.
You mentioned 4 or 5, but at the end, what I see really is 4 operating systems more or less. There is Symbian, there is Apple and iPhone, and then there is Windows Mobile and Android. I don't see many others.
What about Research in Motion?
And RIM, yes.
Okay.
I think RIM is still very focused on certain application mainly. If I look Symbian, I think that it will stay with no. Frankly speaking, I don't see any people adopting Symbian in the future. And if I look at Symbian performance when we talk about the smartphone, I would say it is not particularly advanced. I still believe that between Windows Mobile, if we really think the growth of a smartphone going from 200 and something million this year to 350 to 400 million in 3 to 4 years from now, in my opinion, most of the growth will come either from Android or let's say Linux operating system. They can run on phone architecture or Windows Mobile. Symbian will continue to grow with Nokia, even though I have big doubt that somebody can keep 60 to 70% market share in a market that is growing at this speed.
The PC market has traditional low operating margins for the PC makers because it's a very competitive market, price sensitive. Do you see operating margins climbing a little if your smartphone market shares get where you want them to? because smartphones probably deliver bigger operating margins for you?
But frankly speaking, if I look at, it's not that the phone industry is an industry running with this huge margin.
Well, we're talking about smartphones here, not...
Yeah, but also when we talk about, it's very difficult to understand because there are very few companies running only with the smartphone. But I think that if I look at the next 3 years, I think we will continue 3 to 5 years on the smartphone. We need to invest in order to grow. In my opinion, operating margin will remain as it is, or will improve together with the PC business. I don't expect that smartphone is going to have a big contribution in terms of increasing operating margin in the next 2-3 years. I think we need to first to reach scale when we talk about smartphone, and we can improve operating margin from PC for sure, because we still see room for improvement over there. But I'm not totally convinced that when you talk about the smartphone business, this is going to be a big contribution for the next 2 or 3 years in terms of operating income, taking in consideration the investment we need to do in terms of product development and market share.
Thank you.
Sorry, you mentioned Chrome as a viable alternative to Windows operating system on mobile devices. Is that the Chrome operating system that Google is planning? Is that what you were referring to?
You can answer.
We have nothing to talk about Chrome today. You know that Google is also developing that. We are very close with them, but there's nothing we can really disclose today. Yeah. But you can expect sometime next year.
Okay, if you do not have any more questions, we have probably time for one last question. Okay, if not, thank you very much. Thank you to the speakers. We have the Packard Bell section in 10 minutes, and then we have lunch, I think. Thank you very much.